These African songs have been kept alive in Cuba for generations. But the singers never knew where they came from. Now, thanks to the music, Cuba's ethnic Ganga have uncovered their roots.
To have kept something that's so unique, so separate, so distinct that it can be traced to an individual village, I think that's incredibly unusual.
But it's what the Australian academic has discovered, that these songs, still performed in Cuba, come from a remote village in Sierra Leone. They were part of the initiation rites for a secret society there. The language the Cubans use is almost extinct in Africa now. After piecing together almost 2 centuries of history, Dr. Christopher believes a slave girl called Josefa carried the songs to Cuba. She was one of almost 1 million Africans shipped here as forced labour for the sugar fields. Conditions on the sugar plantations were so tough for slaves here in Cuba that the average life expectancy was just 7 years. So it's remarkable that Josefa managed to survive to an old age. Not only that, but that she managed to keep traditions from Africa alive here in Cuba and to pass them on to future generations. El Duque is passionate about his African heritage. His art has long been inspired by the continent, but he says he felt incomplete until now.
At last, I know where I am from. I'm not from the Congo or Angola. No, I'm from Sierra Leone. I feel I can be calm now. I'm not lost anymore.
The Cubans' voyage of discovery was captured on film by Dr. Christopher. It culminates as El Duque and 3 others make their ancestors' journey in reverse to Africa. In Sierra Leone, they were greeted as family.
To the Africans, they just feel incredibly proud to know that something of their very small, individual, specific culture is being carried on across the world.
All the way here in Cuba. In Africa, the villagers stood and stared when Elvira first sang like this. Then they burst in with the chorus and began dancing. That, Elvira says, is when she knew exactly where Cuba's Ganga came from. Sarah Rainsford, BBC News, Perico in Western Cuba.